In a courtroom bright and bold, Andy marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright fight for truth with all his might. Mia spirit and Maya by his side, together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light with Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
Jazzy save music, right? Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Isn't she a fucking beauty? Jesus. Wow, look at the fucking butterflies. What's with this witness's stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt and to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete serenity. I can't believe he actually said that. The fucking judge is a weirdo. Oh. Now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. Excuse me. Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If someone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. I love how calm this music is. This third game is like coming out with some fucking bangers for songs. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine! Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah, they're really killing it with the humor in this game. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You can go on and say whatever's on your mind. Those late 2000s references. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Mr. Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never... That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee! You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. What's this? You two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once. Okay, so she was connected with that previous murder. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma, yet, girly. She's a bitch behind those eyes. She's a fucking bitch, I can just tell. Let's see. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department? If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese sensu poetry. Oh ho! How wonderful! Isn't that humorous? Just satirical style haiku, yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. It's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me, to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes. That makes sense. When I once entered the courthouse, I have to walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Oh. So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were, Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. What am I doing to... Why am I being demonetized? Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next? Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? One second. Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I know the judge will get angry with me. What should I do about her testimony just now? Feeble lies are never very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger the witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Just like we're finally getting somewhere. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that point, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. Don't these two contradict each other? So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that close. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do. But in the end, I wound up not going. A group of 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't sound like I'm gonna get any more info about the students. How did the students call the police? So did the students call the police? Yes. It was just so... I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, then. That means we're gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Let me see. So not like, okay. Okay, press for more. Save again. What the fuck? How is this not... The umbrella literally fucking broke. Like, how is that not... Let me see. This is obviously gonna be something for like later on in the case. Oh. Testimony itself. Okay. You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct? Yeah, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. I love that. Well, that's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to this effect. That when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to them, the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? By all means! I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seems as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continues to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I'll put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in your testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now, you said something that could totally change the case. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fey! Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit, that thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. I was gonna say there aren't many thoughts that do occur to the judge. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fey. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day of that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is actually definitely linked to this case. Evidence? Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting the experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the lab lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment... Excuse me. Ooh. When you do this a lot, you get your voices mixed up. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits the time of the death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I love how this voice turned into like Lois, like a male Lois. I see. Apparently, the cables had been so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. You know who I think I sound like? I want to make sure I get his name right. I kind of want to make this a voice. I think I would actually have fun having this as a voice. Henry Winkler, remember the Fonz? I would love to do a voice like that. Even the smallest bump would have caused him to break. I love this voice. I think I might add that as a voice. Well, power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55. You watch Arrested Development? I've watched some Arrested Development. I finished. I want to say I finished season 1, or got close to finishing season 1. I want to watch it really bad, like actually finish it, because from what I watched, it was actually pretty funny. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Henry Winkler plays the incompetent lawyer Baker Zuckercorn. Isn't there a blah 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 lob and lob bombs? That one of my friends used to be like blah 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 lob and blah 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 lob and lob bombs. Welcome back. Darkwing, so you're like the voice guy. What do you think of this voice? I'm thinking about adding this as one of my voices. It's almost like a Henry Winkler type. Well, I suppose you could say that. Well, Miss Fey, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I don't like how this is... Yeah. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. It's like Henry Winkler and like Lois put together. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Did you take too many cold killers? Shut up. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was that caused the cable to break? That obviously couldn't have been Phoenix. No. Really? A push to somebody made the whole cable break, I guess? One second. I'm gonna drop some X-Men stuff in there if it's okay, Steve. Playing through X-Men Legends still. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that... The lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. I think you should all be wearing a mask, Mark. You are Phoenix. I don't know where my COVID mask is. He has a cold, so you have a cold. You want me to talk like this instead, then? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's show that caused the power outage. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution also came to the same conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. That's how Phoenix should be talking. Okay, when he comes back to the street, I'll hold my notes. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. But then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order! Order the court! The limitations of my enemy. I have longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have... Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She says some things that are a little different than I remembered. What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright! Just go ahead and give your new testimony! This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. Well, right. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried to run away from him. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. Oh, right. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. She absolutely did it. She has the look of, I did it and I'm blaming someone else. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Mr. Feeney, but I have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fey, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Okay, so here's where we expose this fucking lying bitch. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point, Miss Fey? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to this testimony, and it's clear, it was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain that to the court, Miss Dahlia? Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. That's a great watch. Dies with the wearer. Yeah, right. The serious music. This is nonsense. The real murderer. Even you can't deny the time between the cable break and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who is it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window for the opportunity for the real killer? You can try to deny it, but the music is too much to deny. This song is really good. This is a really good one, I gotta say. Miss Fey, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is what I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized! Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fey. I want to play that music when you go through Game of Thrones grade and MVPs. I'll find the name of this song and I'll send it to you. Now then, Miss Fey, let's have it! Who's the real killer? It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order! Order! Miss Fey! What? I mean, why? That is... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your own very hands. Ah! How could you say something so mean, Madame Fey? I didn't do anything. Miss Fey! This is a very serious charge you are... Your Honor? Please, I have something I want to say. Phoenix! Oh, excuse me. I have something I want to say. Achoo! You! What is it? Please, strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fey. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat! Bailiff, grab that man! Ah! Ah! Achoo! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone! Achoo! That boy. He's gotten himself way... Okay, so is that Grossberg who said that, boy? He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Diego Armando. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne. Occupation lawyer. Armando just poisoned while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Gee, I wonder how it entered the victim's coffee cup. Huh, that's so odd. Really weird. You better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Her boyfriend was poisoned by this fucking little bitch? By fucking this chick right here? That's fucking insane. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, that is, excuse me. May I interrupt you for just one moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Ah, don't worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead. Madam Fey, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try and frame him is ludicrous. Luda? This is all just too much for my poor little me to bear. I believe that girl's trying to ask you what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. Eight months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the evidence of the day they first... about the events of the day when she first met defendant Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a good reason. Very well, then. The court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. So, did she frame this murder, this, like, electrical murder on Phoenix so that they would then find this bottle on Phoenix so that they could just pin both murders on him? Is that what's going on here? That's kind of what it seems like to me. I could be wrong, but... Hey. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courtroom's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We were so lovey-dovey, it literally makes people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Oh, that was Mr. Wright who said that. It's just jealousy, I think. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to excuse me. He kind of sounds like he could have a judge voice, too. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her! I think to, prevent any sort of, like confusion as far as, like, the next case, I think whenever we're done with this case, we'll just call it for the stream, guys. Have a little bit of a shorter stream today. I think I have to do my Madden game in the other league anyway. Yeah. So until that day, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho! maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people always call him the Great Judgini. The courtroom reading house. That's a strange place to meet the love. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Fey. After all, Feeney was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Fey, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Miss Swallow's case. Mr. Swallow's case. I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. No, keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courtroom reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern century poetry and the criminal underworld. Ho ho ho! That sounds like a fascinating research idea! Am I getting old? Not that I've ever forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with this midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, me dear. So be sure to read it carefully. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. He just like gave me a fucking huge like alley-oop right there. Miss Hawthorne, you were here because of your research paper, were you? Did you actually come here for didn't you come here for actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of the cocky smile on your face, Miss Fey? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which the attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in this incident is listed on here on this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What did you think of the reveal for Maya? What reveal for Mia? What, that we're playing as Mia? I like it. It's actually kind of fun. It's actually kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. I wonder if I'm wondering if we have more than one, because clearly, like, we're not just gonna have all cases from Mia. I'm curious to see if we're gonna have more than one case. That name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in the criminal case just 8 months ago. I love how sassy Mia is. Order! 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 This is unbelievable! It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide. Miss Fey, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not... Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sure, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Miss Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. This guy and his damn hemorrhoids. This guy mentions them a lot. Sorry, I'm like taking off my sock. My feet are getting hot. My feet are getting hot. I left my seat for just a minute and then that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't know where to get a poison like that. It's like bragging about them. Right. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, you've heard from the witness's testimony. She has nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Bain, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha, Mia! You're glowing like the true lawyer's aura, my dear. The proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing. You see something. Let me look at the police report again. Ingested a poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. Ingested poison while interviewing the suspect in another case. This one and this. Let me press these statements. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops is just a half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. This is about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Oh, really? A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh, where would something like that come from? I'm sorry, all I know is what I heard from the policeman saying. It says something about using advanced chemical process to purify it. Chemical processes? Chemical processes? Well, that's quite... Andy's Rennie's 47. Andy once made his friend Hydra pay $15 for him spoiling Star Wars the same day he was supposed to see it in theaters. Impressive! Most impressive! The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah, now I get it. Meow, I get it. This might be getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go. That was a fucking snipe. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, You had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim Doug Swallow? That's right. Okay, now it's making sense. So, she had Doug make this poison. Or learned from Doug to make the poison, one of the two. Poisoned. Yeah, that's why Doug was warning her. That's why Doug was warning Phoenix to break up with her, because he was warning her because he knew that she poisoned the guy. And yeah, he knew that she poisoned the guy. Because he literally she broke up with him the same day that she met Phoenix. Tried to pin it on Phoenix because she had the poison vial all this fucking time. And Doug was trying to tell Phoenix that she had poisoned this other guy before, and that he needs to stay away from her, and obviously Phoenix isn't going to buy that. And then whenever Phoenix walked away, that's when she actually went to go kill him. That's right. Up until about 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy's University. Pharmacology? I hardly know her. His laboratory contained advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could have never obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. No! Order! 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 Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madam Fey? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She got me good with that. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fey. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're gonna lose this lead. The police conducted a full search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse. And yet, the container holding the police disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're gonna accuse a young lady of committing, if you're gonna accuse a young lady of committing murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you know wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? No, you fucking idiot. Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Fey? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Where? Order! Order in the court! Phoenix. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Hey. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Wah! Poor Phoenix. Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away! Bailiff, hurry after him! Mia, are you alright? Yeah, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane! Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Excuse me, thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible! Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? This is kind of crazy that this, intro case is still going. Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give me back the necklace. What? Excuse me? What? I ate it. You what? You ate it? That doesn't make any sense. I really hope that he didn't.
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. Ah!
Phoenix, you idiot.
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle didn't contain a deadly poison.
How could you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, much like the... more like a fledgling defense's attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have not. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see how you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss Fey, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I proved so much, is she gonna get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion around Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day that I met Doug Swallow? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Wow. So she had a different vial. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dahlia was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dahlia.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Fey, you tell them. Dahlia didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia sold poison 8 months ago too, huh?
If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it is to kill someone. Miss Fey. If you're so certain on your theory, then let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was it Miss Dahlia Hawthorne was trying to kill? There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Aw. Me? That's preposterous. That's hippopotamus. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring him to justice. I swear it. As I said before, there's only one, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to the incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she go so far to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think one thing: how to get rid of the bottle as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time, but there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Feeny, what a joke you are. Wow, she's a stuck-up bitch after all. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne! It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that, but first, where's your evidence? It seems you're simply a little crybaby if a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with a dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you have to treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then I asked this nasty old hag to finish up everything already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia! Excuse me. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, You could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take your attorney badge off, I'm afraid. No. You better think this over carefully, Miss Fey. Or should I say Miss Gray? Well, Miss Fey, can you provide evidence that can establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly. Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there's already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down to Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can't imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspapers. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well, Miss Fey, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable evidence that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Maybe he got sick because she had already poisoned him. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove once and for all her guilt. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Mr. Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. And then she poisoned it, knowing Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I will let the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Mr. Hawthorne hide the evidence? Ms. Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Wright left the scene of the crime. This is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so that she could carry her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Fortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim, and on top of that, because of the power outage, Some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yeah, she disposed of evidence exactly the same way she did it back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She is nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Oh, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Uh-huh. Yes, that's exactly right. It's pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Miss Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Yes. I'm gonna spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. So, is this case setting up future cases? This is sick. Whew. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their dangerous claims. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that their rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... There. It's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't be any possible poison in here, right? Well, you see, yes. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Yo, she's fucking killing it. She's fucking killing it. Mia is so fucking sassy. I love it. Why did his hair just fly off? What? Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Fey? Yes, Your Honor. Was it just me? Or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne? This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing
It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true, my dear Dolly. Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, not guilty! This court is adjourned. I love a good prequel. This was a fun first case. As far as tutorial cases, this is probably my favorite tutorial case we've played. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius, whatever. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you can stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it was we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The Dahlia I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the Dahlia I know would never have said those terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Thank you for the hydrate, Ben. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend there that I desperately want to help. Oh, is that Edgeworth? And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Fey, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright? I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we can see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. And that's when the legend of Phoenix Wright began. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I could hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened to make me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Interesting.